expect for the president tonight. In a closed-door meeting, the Speaker urged Republicans to have some, quote, decorum during the State of the Union address. With us now is Congressman Ralph Norman, a Republican from South Carolina. Congressman, thank you so much for being with us. The Speaker is asking you all to behave yourselves. How did that go over? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think Mike's right. I think we should. As much as we disagree with the policies of Joe Biden and this administration, he has a right to speak and not be interrupted. And I would say that regardless of who's speaking. There is a frustration level, though, particularly when he starts, I would imagine, the blame game, and he starts talking about things that directly he is responsible for. But he deserves to be heard, and he deserves no one to shout him out.
You have received a lot of press lately because you are the one Republican member of the South Carolina congressional delegation who endorsed Nikki Haley in her presidential run, not Donald Trump. Our mutual friend Manu Raju had reported that you were planning on speaking with Donald Trump, I believe maybe even last night. Has that conversation happened? I
called him, left it on his voicemail that I was supporting him 100% and look forward to working with him to do whatever I can do in Congress and outside Congress to help him get elected.
Voicemail, no call back yet?
No call back yet.
Let us know if he does call. In the meantime, former President Trump said of Nikki Haley supporters, he said, they're all going to vote for me again. I'm not sure we need too many. How many Nikki Haley supporters do you think the former president needs?
Look, this is a game of addition. You need everyone. This election is not going to be easy. As bad as this record is for the administration, he needs everyone. And I hope everyone will support him because, the simple question, were Americans better off under his leadership the 4 years he was in office versus the last 3.5 years under the Biden administration? There's no argument on that. So he needs everybody, and this is a very important election. If we lose this election, this country our constitutional republic will no longer exist.
He did call former Governor Haley a bird brain and said that anyone contributing to the campaign would be permanently banned from the MAGA camp. I mean, how do you think those people feel now about potentially supporting President Trump?
Look, this is more than name calling. This is more about hurt feelings. This is about saving a country. We've got to save America. And so if you hate to be called names and if your feelings get hurt, I would suggest you probably may not want to go into the political arena. That's not how it is. But I think Americans realize that. Look, you say things on the political trail to different people have different approaches. Donald Trump's, with the names he's given people, has really been funny, and he can get by with that. But no, it's time to support him, and it's time to gear up for a good long fight.
People do say things on the campaign trail, but people also, in the line of business you're in, make promises and say things that they either stand by or they don't stand by. You said Donald Trump rubber stamped massive increases in federal spending. You said Donald Trump likes to say he will drain the swamp. That was a winning message in 2016 when he was an outsider. Fast forward 8 years and the outsider has become an insider. You said when Trump left the White House, the D.C. swamp was alive and growing, just like our country's federal debt, which grew by a stunning $8 trillion under Trump. Do you stand by all that?
Donald Trump will admit that the swamp, a lot of people that worked for him that were supposedly had allegiance to Donald Trump turned on him. And that's the swamp. He will be far smarter when he gets elected about who he gets to work with him. And as far as the spending, he would agree. I mean, he came in at a tough time, but our financial crisis is the cancer in this country. And I think you will see a different Donald Trump on the spending front because we have to. We cannot keep spending. So he recognizes all of that. And I don't say that as a criticism. I just those are facts that we're going to have to handle that this administration simply has not handled. And the spending has been on steroids under him, as well as everything else that the Biden administration is inflicting on the American people.
Congressman Ralph Norman, we do appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for being with us.
Bye.
Passionate Fiery, energized, not just what you can expect from this show. It's what the White House is saying that you can expect from President Biden tonight when he delivers the State of the Union. New details are coming in about his major focus this evening.
The National Guard headed to the New York City subways, the major step to address fears of crime and violence on the tracks.
He took his son to buy the gun that his son used to kill 4 people at his Michigan high school. Will a father now be held accountable in the school shooting his son committed?